Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Boop! We're here. Congratulations. It's Transformational Tip Tuesday, and you are here. I am talking to Helen and Patsy and to Nancy. Cheers, by the way, Nancy. And who else? Well, there's more coming in the door. There's Carol. Glad you're here, Carol, and Jeanette and Jocelyn. Alice. I'm just going to watch as everybody comes floating through the door. So many things going on right now. First of all and foremost, you know, we don't have sales very often, but when we do, man, you are so smart. You're on it. Hey there, Beverly. And I see you and I appreciate you. And I just want to say one thing, you know, you have options on where you're going to get your supplements. The fact that you come to us, a small woman-owned business, and you trust us to give you the best possible products that we can give you means a lot to us. So thank you. And I speak from myself, of course. I speak for Mark. I speak for my entire team because we are, you know, we're all over it. We're all over it. Hello, Lynn. Hi. Patsy said she shopped the sale. Of course she did. You know, this is the way to get your supplements. You know, this is such a good way to get them all taken care of. So one thing that I just really also want to emphasize, and I have spoken about this before in the past, that is that people have a tendency to get a bunch of supplements and then not take them. I call them supplement hoarders. And that doesn't do you a hill of beans good, does it? Supplements are there to supplement your already healthy diet. Supplements are there to make sure that you can do better with what you're doing. So can you imagine the phytonutrient value of a good, healthy salad with some salmon and all this other stuff going on, and then you take your supplements on top of that? You have just made that salad go all the way to the roof, up-leveled all the way. Hey there, Sandy. There's our girl, Susan. Yeah, it's everything. So I'm just telling you this because I would love to see you who are supplement hoarders and love these big sales. Don't hoard them, take them, please. Watch what happens with your energy level. Watch what happens with the stuff that you're dealing with. Watch. It's pretty crazy. Martha is in the house. So do that. Also, we're on day 2 of our sprint. And how is it going, y'all? I don't know about you, but I already feel 100% better. Making sure that you're, you know, getting on top of the hydration, making that movement count. And of course, what's on the end of your fork matters massively, massively. This is how we move the needle in our lives. And I don't know about you, I want to see the needle move on every front: heart, mind, body, and soul. And remember, what is this now? What is this thing that we are living in, this meat sack that we're in? This is our body for life. This is all we get. You don't get to trade it in. You have to keep it forever. And I get that sometimes change is hard. I'm going to talk about that today because change isn't so easy that you just press the button and it's done. Otherwise, everybody would be in their healthiest ever, most vibrant self, wouldn't they? I want that for you. I want that to be part of your mission, part of your purpose, because when it is, then you get to be more of who you're meant to be. You get to show up and to be the woman that you have been designed to be here on purpose and for purpose. That's all. That's all you need to know. That is enough. Am I right? Hello, Jane. That's so nice to have you here. And Sue, it is. Amen. Pinkies up. Let's do it. Let us do it. Let's become these women. Because as we become these women, We change the world around us. And let me tell you, it's not just the change around us, there's the change around the other people that we touch. It is a ripple effect beyond anything that we know or even understand. I've had people tell me stuff from 10, 20 years ago, even. You said X, Y, and Z, and that's always stuck with me. I'm like, what? What did I say? Really? How cool is that? It's not just me, it's us. It's all. We have to do this. We have to do this. We're going to take this life of ours seriously. Step into it. Step into your vibrancy. Take care of yourself. Do these things. And we're going to talk about the truth today of changing, because there is some truth behind it, and it's not comfortable like we've been talking about. But pros understand this, don't they? Because you are a pro. Now, here's the thing. The sale is red hot. It is hot. Mark said, holy cow, what the heck's going on? I said, the sale already, the sale, duh. He's like, oh, yeah. So we are going to sell out of some stuff. I guarantee there will be some stuff that says, sorry, sold out on. Guaranteed. So if there's something that you want, and there's a bunch of you who have carts built, we see that, by the way, in the back end. We see that. You don't take action on it, you won't get it. I'm just letting you know. So if you want it, get it now. Stuff is going fast. It's at savingdinner.com/spring. That's where our sale is. That's where our sale is. Debbie's here, and so is Anne. That's my cue from you, Carol. Change is your word of the year. Well, let's talk about some change, okay? And also, the other thing is we have a fabulous quote of the week that I just, man, it just gives me goosebumps. That's why it's here, by the way. Joanne, do you know you just made my day, Joanne, for being here? That is all. That is all. Joanne is in the house, y'all. Say hi. She's got her hands full. This is a woman with her hands full, but still here, still showing up. Indecision is the decision to fail. That's what Raymond Charles Baker said years ago. And this is the truth, because we think we can wiggle out of having to do the hard thing or confront the hard thing or do the hard thing by simply not making a decision. You can't, you can't. By defaulting on an indecision, you have made a decision to just allow whatever comes your way to roll right on over you. Then we get upset with the results. Well, maybe if you take action, that doesn't happen. All right. We're going to get into this. Buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. James Baldwin, American writer. This is what he said. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed unless it's faced. Is that an amen or what? Of course. People don't magically grow limbs. They don't. I don't know of anyone who has after losing a limb. But what they can do is they can take this change and transform it into becoming, say, a Olympic athlete, right? They've lost a leg, but they're going to do it. There is a lot of things that people can do when confronted with abrupt change that they didn't want in their lives. Absolutely 100%. So the thing is that we have to understand something, that staying the same protects us from seeing where we are. Have you noticed that? It does. It is the Groundhog Day effect. It keeps us numb. It just keeps us going through the motions. It keeps us from going into the place of putting our toe into that pool of vibrancy. It keeps us from going all the way into vibrancy. It keeps us outside of it with offense even, and looking over wistfully saying, vibrancy, I wish I had that. I wish I could feel what that feels like. I wish I could have her body. I wish I could have her life. I wish I could have fill in the blank. It happens. And we all know that comparison is a good way to make yourself feel completely worthless and inadequate and full of envy. It's going to keep you in low vibe mode, though. I can promise you that. Totally. Debbie's in the house, so is Doris. Hello, welcome. But what we need to know is that the truth means you have to see the whole truth and not just what you want. If we only look at the things that we want and we pretend that the other things don't exist, we are going to be hit upside the head with a cosmic 2x4 that is not going to be pleasant. It's going to be awful. So, how do we know what really needs to be changed? Well, we have to start, number one, we have to start noticing, become curious about your own existence. Why are you here? Why are you here on this planet? What is it that we need to do? We need to become. How do we do this, right? And we also have to take stock in understanding that sometimes things aren't right. We can't put our finger on what's wrong, but we know that things aren't right. That's a clue. Something needs to change. Something needs to give because of this. Number two is you're numb, or behaviorally, you're acting out in numbing fashion. You're eating to excess, stuffing your face and stuffing your feelings. You're drinking too much, spending too much time in bed, numbing out on your phone. You get your weekly report from your phone saying your consumption of online, content was up 40%. Scary. You sit down after TV, after dinner, and you watch television until you go to bed. That's a numbing treatment, really. Kind of, this is my time to chill out. Well, 5 hours of that? Really? Number three, maybe you've just given up. You said, it's just not for me. I just can't do it. It's too hard. I just need to go and I just need to accept myself from where I am right now. And that's it. I can't do that. Well, I will tell you, acceptance is step number one, but not to the place of ignoring what your heart is telling you that you want. You must accept before you can begin. It's like having on your GPS. You might have a goal in mind. You might say, I want to get to Wilmington, North Carolina. But if you don't put a starting point, then you're not going to get to Wilmington, North Carolina. If you're in London, England, there's a way to get there. There is a way. Boats and planes, helicopters, rowboats, you name it. There are ways to get there. You can take a bus part of the way anyway, once you get on land. There's tons of different ways to get there. But if you do not have a starting point, you don't have a place in which to start. You cannot start. You cannot go past first base. Can't even get to first base. You can't leave. Can't do it. That is the same thing with acceptance. If you cannot accept yourself where you are today and love yourself up the way you are today, then the change that you seek is impossible to get. And the reason why is nobody ever unloved themselves to a place of acceptance and to a place of a next thing on their goal list. Are you following me on this? This is huge. It wasn't until I was in that dressing room with the lady from Lane Bryant saying to me, let's pull up the girls and here's your clothes, try these on. And I was looking at numbers I didn't want to see, but I did it anyway, loved myself enough to say, okay. Leaving that store with those bags of clothes that fit me finally, and a bra that put the girls back up where they were instead of that nursing bra when my children were teens, that was acceptance. And that also was the spark and the beginning of my change. But I couldn't get to that place decided with that decision to not love myself, which is where I was for all those years. Follow me on that. Take that point home, because this is the thing that changes everything. Number 4, relationship-wise, maybe you're stuck. Maybe it's dull. Maybe it's unhappy. But that's an indication that maybe things are a little off and a little not right. Number 5, you live in a toxic environment. And I'm talking about not that, you need to go get a team in to clean up the mold in your house or whatever. That could be the case. But I'm talking about the toxic environment is that your house is filled to the brim with junk food and garbage. Your house is filled to the brim with arguments and put downs and cursing. Your house is filled to the brim with clutter and disorganization and garbage everywhere. Your house is filled to the brim with things that bring you down. That's a toxic environment. When we go the reverse, it sure doesn't look like that, does it? We'll talk about that. Number 6 is compulsive or addictive behavior. I've spoken freely about what it is like to have a food addiction. I know what that feels like. And it feels really wrong. It feels really awful. It feels like this continually negative loop. It feels toxic. It feels like I don't have the things that I need. It feels terrible. It puts us into number 7, survival mode. Survival mode. Who wants to be in survival mode when we can thrive? Do you want to survive or thrive? Thrive means we're going to the next level of vibrancy. Survive means getting by. It means you've got just enough oxygen. You've got just enough food. You've got just enough to get by. Scarcity all over the place. Number 8 is low energy and low vibe. Boy, do they go together, don't they? They do. But even if physically we are hit hard by some kind of physical ailment or whatever, our vibe can still be high. Yes, it can, because we are looking for the next thing. We are believing in ourselves. There's a number of women that I have coached and had in hot seats and what have you, who have gone to this level, even with having to deal with physical ailments. They go beyond. They don't stay in low energy, even though they're in low energy. They go to high energy because of the high vibe that they've chosen as their way to live their lives. And isn't it interesting how much better you start to get physically when you choose the high vibe way? Am I right? That is absolutely it. Number 9 is living in the past or romanticizing of what might have, could have been. How boring is that? That is a Groundhog Day existence. That is a Groundhog Day existence. It doesn't do you a hill of beans worth of good of anything. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. All it gives you is just this bittersweet in your heart. Makes you feel bad. It is Groundhog's Day over and over and over again. I got you, babe. You want to hear that song? Do you want to hear Cher's song every morning when you wake up in the morning? Do you? Living that life, same in, day out? Or are you a seeker of vibrancy? Are you curious about yourself? Are you curious and noticing things around you? Have you made a decision that the life that you want is based on the changes you need to make? And have you connected the dots on this, that it's not going to be easy? There's struggle involved. There's a little bit of whatever. Have you connected those dots yet? I sure have. But the struggle is worth the birth. It is worth the climax of here it is. Here is what you've produced out of that. Change is hard. It doesn't just happen. We all want instant, don't we? We have a microwave mentality about these things. And the fact of the matter is, it is a crock pot. It takes a minute. It takes a minute, but it does the job, I promise. So number 10 is asking yourself, is this all there is? Do you remember that awful song? Peggy Lee sang it. Depressing lyrics. Is that all there is? Is that all there is? Is that all there is, my friends? Then let's keep dancing. Let's break out the booze and have a ball if that's all there is. Sounds to me like a bunch of alcoholics got together and decided, yeah, life's a mess. It's all gone to hell in a handbasket. Let's just drink and forget about it. That's the life they created. And it's the life a lot of people create. Maybe you've had somebody in your life, who's been an alcoholic or on drugs or an addict of some sort. You know what that is. You've seen that. I've seen it firsthand. I know what it is to have somebody in your life that's like that. And what is the result is. It's not good. So when we ask ourselves, this is how we know change is necessary, right? Any of these things that are coming out. This is low vibe stuff all over the place. And my heart and my prayer is that none of you are in this place. And remember, we can't fix anyone who is, by the way. All we can offer is the vibrancy of our lives as an example. You preach so much better if you keep your mouth shut and just live your life in a vibrant way. Am I right? So how do we fix it? If this is you, how do we fix this? Well, it's process and progress, right? The processing of this helps with the progress. And I have for you, I hope I have for you. Yeah, I do. I've got 10 things. You may have heard this from me before. Surprise, surprise. You're going to hear it again. And I'm going to tell you why. Because every single thing that I am telling you about all has science and chemistry involved. Your biology will be touched by these things. Number one is to meditate, pray, and journal. Wow. When we meditate, we connect with ourselves. When we pray, we connect with our God. When we journal, we're getting out all the stuff that's tangled up inside of our heads. We get it out. We dump it out. We're not there to win Pulitzer Prizes for our, incredible writing. It's not about that. It's about letting it go. It needs a place to go, right? And when we go in here and say, this whole world is screwed up, I'm feeling really bad, and I hate all these people, and it's just awful, then you've got a minute to go back and process and say, wait a minute, I don't hate these people. Just disagree with them. I don't hate this. And, yeah, things are hard, but I have hope because I'm curious. I'm noticing. I want more of what it is that I want than staying the same. And I'm willing to do the hard work that comes with the change that's required. It's everything. It is everything. Number 2, see a doctor. If you've got depression's a thing. You could have deficiencies, in certain vitamins even. Get them to run this huge, expansive, huge panel so that you can get everything together, right? Your hormones could be whacked out. And I'm not just talking about, your sex hormones, but your thyroid could be. By the way, always, everyone, don't just get a TSH for your thyroid. Get a full panel plus antibodies. Please, always do that. And if that's off, it could be your adrenal function. There could be all kinds of things. Keep asking questions. Get a doctor who listens to you, especially when you bring in your scientific studies that you've copied off, and asking questions about. And if they look at you and roll their eyes and go, oh, great, another Google medical graduate, that's not the doctor for you. You want a doctor who's on your team, a doctor who cares about the fact that you care about yourself enough to ask the important questions. You're not there to take orders. You're there to find out what is the best solution for my health. That's why you're there. Okay? Take that one to the bank. Number 3, up your supplements. There, you know how I talk about this. B complex, your vitamin D, your omega-3, resveratrol. These are the basics for you keeping your brain intact. 30% of dementia, Alzheimer's, etc., are from deficient. You can prevent this. I'm sorry, I'm saying this all wrong. But they have shown in scientific studies, if you are taking a B complex, make sure it is methylated, people. It has to be methylated because 60% of the population has a mutated gene that does not methylate. I'm one of them. You're probably one of them too, because 60%. The other 40%, you're good, right? So take your supplements. They've shown that B complex, omega-3 fatty acids, we have that by omega-3X, by the way, vitamin D, and resveratrol all together will decrease your risk factor of getting any kind of dementia by 30%. This is the basic of what everybody should be taking every day. B complex covers all of your function and your nerve function as well. And it helps you from being depressed, by the way. Vitamin D is for your immune system, for your bones. It's incredible. It's the sunshine vitamin. It actually works as a hormone more. And omega-3 fatty acids, can I just tell you, 90% of the population is deficient in that. It is a circulatory supplement for your brain, for your heart, and for your husband, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. It's incredible. Probiotics for gut, your gut and your, we have our probiotics on sale for the first time ever. They're on sale. Only 10%, that's all we can afford to do, but it's there and it's on sale. You know what this does? When your gut is behaving well, then you are performing better. You feel better. There is so much happening in your gut when you feel terrible, and you feel like not even just your digestion, but I'm telling your immune system, 85% of your immune system's in your gut. If you've had a lot of antibiotics, you need to go back and start the war back up, because the antibiotics, not only do they kill the bad guys, they kill the good guys too. Restock, get those probiotics in. I take one every single night before I go to bed. Makes all the difference in the world. Balance that gut of yours. It's the only one you've got. Number 4 is sleep. If you are not getting enough sleep, then you are going to guaranteed feel like garbage. You will not think clearly. You will be going to this low energy, low vibe, survival mode stuff all the time. Sleep is where we do our repair. And I'll tell you, we've gotten a lot better. We are going to bed by 10, lights out, asleep. You know, coom, I hit the sack. I take right after dinner, I have my whole supplement. I have a box of supplements that I have in my bedroom. I bring those out right after dinner. I take all my supplements. I take the quercetin. Well, we don't carry that anymore, but we used to. But I take quercetin at night because I've had COVID. So that's a protective thing that you want to do. I take my probiotic at night. I take my sleepies, right? Night, do that. And I take my night tea, drink that. It's part of the routine. Do you have an evening routine? Turn off the TV, make yourself an evening routine so that when you go to bed, you're conked out and you're asleep and you wake up in the morning. I still get up once or twice a night sometimes because I have to go to the bathroom. You know, getting older sucks sometimes, but this is the truth. But this is what we do. Get that sleep. Number 5 is dial in your diet. Get rid of the sugar in all forms. It is not doing you any good. I will give you a hint. You know how you know that you have too much sugar in your life? In any form. I'm not talking if you're mainlining chocolate chip cookies. I'm talking about anything else. Crunchy crackers, chips, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, right? If you have too much belly fat, and you know if you do or not, I mean, this is not, I don't have to say get out a measuring tape. If you have too much belly fat, your body is saying no to carbs, doesn't process them well. Pull back, step away, and start seeing the magic happen that happens when you start doing the right thing for your body. Sprint even, right? You sprinters out there. Exercise. Listen, you want to change the chemicals in your body? Endorphins are these things that make you feel darn good. It also gets the serotonin and the dopamine going. Feel good, feel good, feel good, right? You're smiling all the time. You feel good. There's a little sweat happening. You find yourself much stronger than you thought you are. I've already done 2 miles today walking with my doggy, right? Today's a rest day though. That's what I'm going to do for a rest day. 4-minute workout in the morning. This is rest day I'm doing. And tomorrow, back on the weights, and I will be playing pickleball tomorrow too. This is what we need to be doing. To be active seniors, we need to be active now. And if you're already in the senior department like I am, right, then you better take a look-see at where you are today and make sure that you are moving it. We want to keep our muscle, and the muscle is going to help keep our bones, right? Hand in hand. The muscle that you develop is your armor for your bones. Women over the age of 65 and up who fall and break a hip, 70% of them will never walk again. Not on my watch, ladies. Not on my watch. We can fix this. Number 7, nature walks. Get out there. Earth, put your feet in the grass. Put your arms out to the sky. Look up and say, thank you, God, for all of this beauty around me that you gave me. Oh my gosh, there's so much to be grateful for. So much. And when you earth, you change your vibe. You put your feet into the grass and you just change the whole electricity inside of you. It's everything. Try tapping too. That changes when we tap along the meridians, we change our energy. I mean, it's weird. Isn't it strange? But it works. And it works because there is biology created around that. If you don't believe in the energy and the vibe thing that I'm talking about, go over to YouTube and watch sand on a vibration plate change into different patterns. The higher the vibe, the greater the detail and the more complexity the patterns. It's just telling you exactly what it does. My endocrinologist said hormone levels can't be tested. Oh, really? Okay. I totally disagree with that because I've had mine tested. So there you go. I can't even look at that right now. You need to fire your doctor, Debbie. I'm sorry. There are doctors out there who will test your hormone levels. So we need to be able to do that. Number 8, laughter is a reset. Did you know that? So is self-care. So are baths. So is gratitude. Gratitude. Are you thankful today? Or are you spending so much time complaining and whining about your lot in life that you've forgotten that the sun is shining, that your dog still loves you, and that you have this roof over your head and people around you and a job? Let's start with some basics. How about the hot water coming out of your faucet? How about the shower that you got to take this morning? Let's start with these things and watch that happens. When we start doing all of these things, everything starts to change. And number 9 is community and friendship. Have you noticed? Somebody said in here, and I'm sorry I missed it, but they said that their lifeline was being in our community, in the Hot Melt Sprint community. Of course it is. And the reason why, you've got friendships there, you've got community there, everybody knows exactly what you're doing and what maybe the struggles are, and they're going to love you up anyway. That kind of a thing is irreplaceable. We all need it. And number 10, I'm going to tell you what, music. It fills your soul. It creates inside of you this thing that's just intangible, right? And for you, it might be listening to, I don't know, some kind of giddy up country music thing. For me, it's Motown. Put on some Al Green, I'm good to go. Watch out, and I'll dance. Yep. I'm going to tell you that however it moves you, music will always do it. It will always do it for you. So start doing the things that do it for you. And understand that as you do all of these things, you are building up your enclosure so that you can move the needle, so that you can move to the place of change. Yes, it will still be hard, but you've got these things in place. It's going to make it easier, and it's going to make it better, and it's going to make it so that you don't quit on yourself, because you realize and recognize and see within that the grit is stronger than the quit. Yes. Amen. Yeah, Doris, that's what I have to say about that. All right, Rebecca said she has an impossible to test hormones because you have an IUD. Anyway, there are doctors out there who would disagree. That's all I have to say about that. If you've missed any of our announcements, and especially the sale, savingdinner.com/spring for that sale. Do not delay and be this person at the end of the week who says, Wah, wah, wah. I didn't get my beauty support or my collagen or my this or my that because I didn't do it. All right. Well, if that's the case, we're going to send you a letter of sympathy. I'm so sorry. But there are no rain checks. So if you don't get it this week, you don't get it till the next sale that we have. And who knows when that'll be. Probably not until well into the summer. So announcements are at savingdinner.com/announcements. And tomorrow is Wise Women's Wednesday. Wait till you see what I've got cooking up here. Woo! We're going to create a way to this change. You ready for that? I sure hope so. Love you all. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of my life. It means everything. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.